Hi guys, this is the installation video for RealVision ENB, the performance version. Now, if you missed the video when I showcased this, you can click on the link here and go see that. Now, RealVision ENB uses other lighting mods, especially for its weather and that type of thing. And for example, you can use it with Project Reality, Realistic Lighting Overhaul. You can use it with enhanced lights and FX, and you can even use it with realistic lighting with customization, which is quite an old lighting mod. If you are using any of those, the steps are very similar to the steps I'm going to show you, but I will be showing you Climates of Tamriel and Realistic Lighting Overhaul. Honestly, I think the steps are pretty much just install these mods instead of the ones I'm going to do, and instead of downloading option A of this mod of RealVision ENB, download the correct option. But for me, option A. So I've already downloaded Climates of Tamriel version 3.1 and I've already got Realistic Lighting Overhaul. So I'm also going to need the correct version of the ENB, and you get that from Boris Vorontsov's site. Go along to there, and the version recommended by this mod is 0.168. So download that and download the file to my desktop. Once I have done that, I am also going to need the actual file from RealVision ENB. And again, for me, it is option A. I don't want option A full because I want the performance version. So it's this one, option A, performance. Download manually. Once the files have downloaded, I'm going to simply extract them to my desktop. So I'm going to start with the ENB series files and I'm going to extract them to the desktop and remove the archive. Same with option A, performance, etc. That's a rather large folder name, but there you go. So I now have all the files I need. And I am also going to need my game folder, not the data folder, the game folder. That is the folder where you find the tesv.exe file. That's the executable for Skyrim, and the Skyrim launcher.exe. I say this every time, but I will say it again. If you see these files, but they do not end with .exe, do not worry. That is just your operating system settings set up to hide those from you. It's not a worry. It's just a visual thing. And you are also going to need Nexus Mod Manager. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up the data folder for RealVision. If I go into option A, this folder, there is a data folder. I am going to right click this and I'm going to add to archive. And I'm going to call this archive something like RealVision ENB data files. Just something nice and easy to read, like so. And I have got that folder. I am then going to drag that folder out onto my desktop. This is basically all of the files you need, like textures. This is what you are going to install using Nexus Mod Manager. So I'm going to set that up right now. I'm going to go to the Add Mod from File, and I'm going to find the RealVision ENB data files. Now that I've got all of my Nexus Mod Manager files ready, I will activate them now. So Project Reality first. I don't think it matters which order you do it. And I'll activate that. Now for the dungeons, I want to leave that as the default experience because I'm going to let Realistic Lighting Overhaul handle that. Same with interiors. You need the main file and then you have to pick one of the knights. Now, I don't think this matters. I think the ENB mod is going to override whichever of these you choose and make the knights as dark as you want. So I don't think it matters. However, I'm going to pick the default experience because this ENB mod makes it dark enough anyway. So if this could make it a little brighter, it would actually be worth it. Realistic Lighting Overhaul next. I'm going to go for the custom selection for me. I like the major exteriors and so on. You do not pick this one if you are using Climates of Tamriel, so this one should not be selected. And finally, the RealVision ENB data files, I need those as well. And if it asks to overwrite something, yes to all. And that is all the files that you need from the Nexus Mod Manager. But it is not installed yet. Obviously it's an ENB and there is a lot more to do. Go back to the RealVision ENB folder that we extracted, and this time ignore the data part, but select the folder SweetFX and everything down to the bottom. If you don't know how to do that, I just clicked on SweetFX with my left mouse, press the Shift key, and click on the bottom one. I then right click and copy. I go along to my game folder, that's where I described where you found the tasv.exe file, and right click and paste. That is now all of the files except one, the actual ENB mod itself. So I'm going to close that folder. I'm going to open up the ENB series folder, the wrapper version, and I'm going to copy d3d9.dll. A copy. Next, you need to tweak your Skyrim prefs.ini file. There is an option to download the one that comes with the mod, but I generally like to use my own and tweak it. That ini file is found usually in your Documents, My Games, Skyrim folder, and Skyrim prefs.ini. I always edit with Notepad++, but you can edit with normal Notepad if you want. And what you are going to do is find each of these, for example, B float point render target. I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to press Control F, Control V to paste it into this Find Next. It's pretty similar if you're using Notepad to find it, and make sure it's set to 1. And I'm going to do the same for all of these. Copy, Control F, Control V, Find Next. I'm just going to find each one of these and make sure it is set to 1. And finally, the F gamma is, I'm telling a lie. Those 4 are set to 1. The I multi-sample should be set to 0. The BFXAA enabled should also be set to 0. So they're not all set to 1. And of course, F gamma should be set to 1.24. And you now save that, and you now have the ini file set up correctly. And you are almost done, but not quite. Before you run the game, run the Skyrim launcher to get the options and set anti-aliasing to off. That is important. You must have anti-aliasing off before you run the game. This mod has its own form of anti-aliasing, and if you have it enabled in the launcher, it will fight the ENB mod. So make sure you do that. Then just start the game as normal, and hopefully, as usual, a message in the top left corner should come up telling you that you have your ENB enabled and you're ready to go. And that is it for the installation process. Obviously this is the wrapper version only. There is an injector version and I've covered how to do those in the previous video, so go back and check there. The process is identical, and my guess is if you need to use the injector for some reason, it probably means you're actually more of an advanced modder and you probably didn't need this video in the first place. Anyway, I hope this video did help, and I will see you guys next time.